Why does God only answer certain prayers for healing, but not others? A question I ask myself every day, and I'm sure it's a question that many of you ask every single day as well. We're going to try to dive into it a little bit here with some words from Pastors John Piper, theologians, as well as Al Mohler. Guys, before we go any further, though, if you wouldn't mind giving here this video a like, share it across all of your platforms, subscribe here to the channel if you are new, and consider sponsoring me over on Patreon, guys, for $5 a month at patreon.com/conservative truth. Link can be found down below in the description box. It helps to offset the demonetization here of my videos. YouTube doesn't like Christian conservative content creators like myself. They really want us off this platform entirely. That's their end goal here, and they've already been shadow banning me. They've been manipulating the algorithms, burying me in the search results. You guys probably aren't getting many notifications anymore for when I post new content. So all of that really affects me here. So you guys sponsoring me for $5 a month, it really sends a clear message to YouTube that, you know what, they're not going to silence me, that I have you guys to support me, and it makes a huge difference. So thank you so much in advance for that. But let's talk here about John Piper. On a recent episode of his Desiring God podcast, he talked about, well, a young man who sent in a letter about his father, who unfortunately passed away from a brain tumor. And he asked the question, had my father had more faith, would God have healed him? And Piper answered it and said, maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have. He couldn't give a direct answer on that. And he referenced several scriptures in the Bible about how Jesus healed many different people. It wasn't always the people that had the strongest amounts of faith. He often healed many that had little faith. He healed, many that had no faith at all. Even talked about in John chapter 9 and verse 3, when Jesus went to pray for the blind man, and he said, what happened to you, you being blind, wasn't, caused by sin, by your mother or your father, but that blind man's life had meaning up until that very point because God had a perfect plan, and it was to heal him at that very moment. Now, I can relate very strongly to that because me being blind myself, wasn't born blind. I didn't become fully blind until about 2 years ago. But 8 years prior to that, I was diagnosed with glaucoma. And then, over the years, it got worse and worse to the point where it eventually blinded me completely. So that's why I can definitely reference this. And I can say, why hasn't God healed me yet? How come all the prayers, I haven't gotten any better? In fact, I've gotten worse. And so that's kind of what we're at, where we're at here with this. But Al Mohler said on this, he said that, we often look here in the natural, in the world. Like, if we're not seeing healing right now, Christians will often, leave and just say it wasn't God's will, it wasn't meant to happen. He said that a lot of times, too, we need to look to the eternal. If you're a born-again believer, if you've accepted Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're going to be in eternity with the Lord. And that means that you're going to be free of sickness, you're going to be free of all disease, so you will ultimately be healed. For some, that may be here on earth. For some, maybe that's going to be in heaven. It's very hard to digest that, and I know, and again, I can say this from experience because I deal with this on a daily basis. Has God forgotten about me? What is his plan for me? Will he heal me here on earth? Will I be blind my whole life? Or am I going to get healed here on earth at some point? Or is it only going to be in heaven? So these are all things that, are the big questions. And again, you probably have the same questions as well. It's probably not just me. I'm just using myself because I'm dealing with a very severe issue right now that's also incurable. So I think what we really need to do, according to Mohler and according to Piper, is that we look to the Lord in everything. We never completely give up hope. We always look at that blessed hope because no matter what it is that we're going through, if we continue to build upon our faith, continue to believe, one way or another, we'll see that miracle take place. Now, I'll put the full article on all of this down below, also in the description, if you guys would like to read more about it. And also, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. What are your thoughts on healing? Are you going through something yourself to where you're in need of a miracle? Maybe like I am. Do you see yourself being healed here on earth? Do you see yourself being healed maybe only in heaven? Let me know all of your thoughts, and I would love to hear just your initial thoughts on this and where you think this all goes. What is the bigger picture when it comes to God, when it comes to healing? I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I will talk with you soon.